So I put a poll up on Facebook a few days ago talking about the things that you most dislike about the 3G Eclipse. So just pulled up to the Supercuts where I'm getting my haircut. So I will be getting a haircut. I will be back in a flash. And just like that, we are back. So like I was saying, I asked you guys about 5 things that you hated about the 3G Eclipse. So number 5 on the list is no potential for power without serious fabrications. Now, that one's kind of false. I mean, sure, a head swap for the 4-cylinder is a lot of work, but there's no real big fabrications like you have to make motor mounts or anything like that. So I wouldn't say that's a big fabrication part of it. And either with the V6, I mean, you got the 3.5, the 3.8 non-Mavic, and 3.8 Mavic. My car relatively is the same, but it has the 3.9 or 3.8 swap in it. I didn't really have to change a lot of the things to do with the car itself before I did everything else to it. And you don't have to do a lot of modifications to the car itself. Now, do you have to do modifications to the motor? Yeah, but that doesn't involve major modifications. And then you can boost either one of them stock form. Not a lot of boost, but you can boost them. Now, does that take a lot of fabrication for V6? For the V6, yes. For the 4-cylinder, a lot of evil parts. I mean, if you're gonna go to the extent of boosting, might as well just go all out or do the motor swap or do the head swap and then boost. There's not a lot of modifications to the car. So when people say, oh, you must have a lot of modifications to your car, it's, well, me personally, yes, I do, because that's what I want to do. That's where I want to put my money. That's where I want to put my time. And a lot of people don't do that. I don't know why, because that will get back to one of our other, that will get into one of our other downfalls. There are a few on here that are stupid owners, retarded owners, cheap, dumb, ricers, soft liberals, respect all build people. So many people rice them out. So we'll get into that. So yes, a lot of people, quote unquote, rice them out because they don't understand, or they're too cheap to put actual effort into it. It's easy to buy cheap parts, throw them on, making it look half together, than to actually take your time. So like I was saying, some people think that the community could be better, which I agree with. There are a lot of cars out there that are, in a sense, riced out. They don't do anything with their motor. They just get, some fenders that have the cut in them, the fiberglass ones. They get some spray paint and go completely ballistic inside, which I think, I did it, so I can't hate on them, but they're unknowing. So when I first got my car, I took everything out and I spray painted it blue because I thought that was going to be the cool thing. As soon as it got done, I could not stand the color, so I immediately went back to black. And that's when my obsession with making all my interior black. I bought my car and it had tan interior. and I wanted black. So I completely blacked out my car. Black carpet, doors, headliner, all the rear plastics, everything. So that's why my car, and then, you know, of course my red seats, I got those from another 3G owner that needed stock seats, so I got those on a pretty good deal, which was cool. As far as community goes, it could definitely be way better, you know, but it takes everybody, you know, not just a select few people that are putting money into the car. Now, when companies see that people are willing to put money into a car, a platform, they start developing more. Now, you might not agree with the prices, but you have to contribute. And a lot of old companies that produced things for the 3G Eclipse died out because nobody would buy them, or they would want them cheap, or anything like that. So the whole retarded owners, everything to do with owners, it has to do with the owner itself. Somebody that is willing to put money into the car will have a better outcome, and somebody who's willing to learn will definitely have a better outcome. I bought my car, I didn't know anything about cars in general, let alone the 3G, or where I wanted to end up with my car. But 3 years later, I know exactly what I want, and I know exactly what I have, and a lot of you guys love my car, and it didn't happen overnight, and I get a lot of hate for it, and I also get a lot of love for it. So it all depends on you. Now, my biggest thing is fanboys, right? So this is not just in general, 3G in general. My biggest problem is fanboys. Fanboys who think that they don't want to put money into this crappy platform. That guy just ran the red light. They don't want to put money into this platform because they can easily put money into a better platform. Now, I wouldn't say it's a better platform. It's just that the community of, you know, revolved around it, and it made it what it is. Companies see people putting money into their cars, and they want to dip into the pot. And that is why it's a better platform. Now, sure, the second gen Eclipse was, you know, by far the most superior Eclipse. It had the all-wheel drive, it had the turbo, and whatnot. But they're dying out. There's not that many of them. A lot of them are, you know, crap that people are trying to sell for $4 to $5 grand because, you know, it's a GSX rolling chassis, whatever. And with my car, you know, and that brings us into the third thing to do with the cars. Everybody complains that it is front-wheel drive. Well, front-wheel drive is fun, and I have a rear-wheel drive car, and it's fun. And sure, I don't get, you know, as much traction, and I can easily, you know, just roast the tires on the Eclipse than I can do on my Beamer. But me personally, there is a way to make it all-wheel drive. Like, you can go on the forums, you can, you know, but it takes money, and it takes time, and it takes research that some people are afraid. But there are people out there that have done it. You just have to pay up when it is time, because they put the effort, they put the time, they put, you know, the money into research and development on this. So you have to give them credit. Now, as far as the 4-cylinder guys, you know, all you have to do is slap on a Evo 8 transmission, right there, it bolts right up. V6 guys, not so much. If you have an automatic, there is an automatic transmission out there that bolts right up. But that's if you want. But then you will still be limited by a lot of things if you want to create a lot of power. Now, for us 5-speed manual guys, I want to keep that. I want to keep that nostalgia of having a 5-speed all-wheel drive. Everybody looks for a a stick in a GSX. Why would I not want to, have a stick in my 3G if I go all-wheel drive? Now, I have thrown up the idea of going all-wheel drive, and I'm not there yet. Things will come and things will go. I wasn't expecting to be boosted 3.9, built motor and all this, but it came and it happened fast. Now, am I looking out for the parts? Yes, I'm definitely looking out for the parts. But it will come after this project, so I have to take a step each part. But I'm doing research. That's where the research comes in. Know your time. You're not just gonna go start buying things off the shelf or spending money, because Evo 8 transmissions are not cheap. Clutches are not cheap. A lot of that stuff is not cheap. So a 2G rear subframe. There are actually companies that make tubular 2G rear subframes that you can buy. And if you want power, that's where money is going to go as far as that. So there are ways around the front wheel drive only thing. You just have to be willing to explore, willing to get out of your comfort zone, and willing to learn. That's that is point blank period. That's it. Turn radius, I can't really help the turn radius. There's nothing to help that. I guess if you want to engineer some wide turn radiuses, just like the front or the rear wheel drive guys do for drifting, that's on you. I don't see it as a problem, unless you want to do complete circles around. I don't see it as a problem. Now, the biggest thing on that list was the dash. Now, the plastic on the inside of the cars are definitely cheap. They dry out. The dash on here is like, it's a plastic leather with foam, like most dashes should be. On the Eclipse, it's just plastic. Now, I found on Craigslist a uncracked dash. It was, I got it on a pretty good steel, and I replaced mine. Mine was cracking, and I just found out that one of my other, the car that goes over the gauges, is cracked a little bit. Now, you can reinforce the dash. You can go on there, reinforce the dash. You can wrap it so that the sun's not hitting so much of it. So there's ways around everything. Like I said, there's 5 things that people hate that could easily be fixed besides the turn radius. People just have to put time and into it. Now, I will be going into the 5 things that people love later on, so look out for my post for that to see to put inputs on that. And then I'm thinking about doing 5 things that I love about my car in general, and then I will probably do 5 things that I hate about my car or hated about my car. So look for further videos. If you have not yet, hit the subscribe button and like, share, comment what things that I could do better, things that I could do to better improve the 3G community. I try to do the best I can. I like to share with you guys. I've done it on my Instagram. If you haven't yet, follow my Instagram, _3G, and then like my page on Facebook. You can find my Facebook page. It is 6G75 _3G.